Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my weekly makeup basket. Now before on my weekly makeup baskets I was doing a one palette for 1 week, but this week I decided to play around with some single eyeshadows. So instead of using one eyeshadow palette this week, I really only stuck to one face palette. So like my blush, my bronzer, and my highlight really only came from one palette. But this week, next week, and maybe one more week, I'm going to continue to do this single eyeshadows. Let's go ahead and start off with the single eyeshadows. I always like to start off with the eyeshadows that I used. And I was actually decently successful this week. I did manage to pull out quite a few single shadows. Let's see how many I have here. I pulled out 9 shadows to use this week. I don't remember which shadows I used for every look, but I'm gonna try and kind of keep them together based on look. So the first shadow that I pulled out, this one is from Gellar, and this is the Baked Flambe eyeshadow in Pink Chocolate Pop. And this is one of the shadows that I was thinking about decluttering from my collection because I just really didn't think there was anything too special with this shadow. If you swirl it all together, you get kind of like this taupey, like purpley color. You can focus on the individual like pink and brown parts of it to get the 2 individual colors, but for the most part I found that it's best to use this just kind of swirling it all together. So that top part is just focusing on the brown and the bottom part is just focusing on the pink part of the shadow. But for the most part, like I said, I use this all swirled together. Then I pulled out this shadow. This I actually got in a Glossybox. This is like a Glossybox exclusive, so it's made by Daubner Cosmetics. I'm not sure if you can still purchase this off the Glossybox website, but I really do like this shadow as an all-over shadow, or I actually believe I worked this into my crease when I did that eyeshadow look to kind of deepen up the V just a little bit. I also remember that I pulled this one out. This was from the Selena matte collection, and this is in the color Selena, and it's a Volux Pearl eyeshadow. But I pulled this out because when I did that eyeshadow look, I kind of wanted like a little bit of a pop of color. It kind of felt like these shadows were mudding together. So I did pull this out and just put a little bit in the crease just to kind of give it that pop of color, give it a little bit more dimension. Then in another eyeshadow look, what I decided to do was pull out this little Smashbox Duo. This is a deluxe size sample from one of their little cover shot palettes, like the little mini palettes that they do, and this is the Golden Hour Eye one, and it has 2 shades in here, Turned On and Psyched, and I just really like the color of these shades. One's kind of like a peachy shade and one's more of like a browny shade. Both of these are shimmery, but I managed to make the brown one work in my crease. Those are the 2 shadows there. Like I said, I did use the brown one in my crease, but I did have to go in with this Pacifica. I think this is like a bronzer sample that I got in a BoxyCharm, and I kept it around because I thought it was going to be a really nice either crease color or transition color. I don't purchase a lot of single shadows that are like matte shadows, or that's a big swatch, but I don't really like to purchase like matte eyeshadows. The single shadows that I personally purchase are ones that I can wear all over my lid. So I like to wear buy shimmery shadows or lid colors, because those are the ones that I will just grab and throw it on and use like a companion matte palette, like the Too Faced Natural Matte palette or the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette, to kind of complete that look. So this is one I just kind of wanted to pull it out, even though I do reach for this more often than I do any of these other single shadows, because this is one that I actually purchased. A lot of the other single shadows either came as part of a kit or they came in an Ipsy bag or something like that. So I did want to just pull this out because I think it's such a pretty shadow, and it's one of the newer ones that I picked up. This is from NYX. This is one of their prismatic eyeshadows in the color Girl Talk. It's just a very gorgeous metallic shadow. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. It's a very pretty like baby pink color. It's very similar to the one that I'm wearing today. So the one that I'm wearing today all over my lid is from Urban Decay, and this is in the color Scratch. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference. So this one right here is the Urban Decay, and this one right here is the one from NYX. So it is a little bit deeper of a shadow, but it's still very pretty. If you kind of want to soften this up, I use the NYX Jumbo eye pencil in the color White as a base to kind of lighten this color up, because I didn't want it fading into the transition or the crease color, because the two transition and crease colors that I use today are a little bit on the lighter side. These are also from the MAC Selena collection. This one is in the color Missing My Baby, and it's a matte one. I don't believe that these are available anymore, but I did see that they did have these for a while in the like 40% off or something like that, and I have seen it in a CCO. So this is like a very nice like soft nudie pink. This is what I use as kind of my transition color, and then I put this in the crease. This is No Me Queda Mas, and this is a matte formula, and it's just a very nice matte brown, and I did use this in my crease, like I said, to kind of deepen up my crease just a little bit. So that's that one. I use that in the crease. So those are the three eyeshadows that I'm wearing today to make this look. So then I'm going to talk about the palette that I used this week. I pulled this palette. This is the One Night Stand with Guy Bourdin or Guy Bourdin. I don't know how to say that name, from NARS. And this is one of the first NARS palettes that I ever purchased. And the reason that I wanted to get this palette in particular is because it has the Devotee highlighter, which I have seen in a single. I'm not sure if it's a permanent highlighter or a permanent blush, but I have seen it as a single before. It has the Laguna bronzer, the Deep Throat blush, Gulu or Gulu or however you pronounce that, the VIB Rouge like exclusive blush, and then it also has Orgasm. But for the most part, most of these are available as singles. So I wanted to go ahead and pull this out, use it a little bit more, because I have been thinking about purchasing the Laguna bronzer as a single. But if I have it in a palette, I have it in this palette and I have it in two more NARS palettes. I really just want to use the ones that I have on my palette first before I ever consider purchasing the full size. And I really do like the quality of the palette. That's the highlighter I'm wearing today, that's the bronzer I'm wearing today, and then I'm wearing Orgasm as a blush today. So let's go into the lip products that I use this week. I do have quite a few lip products here. Oh, before I move on to lip products, I do have one eyeliner here. This is from Tarte. This is called Midnight Plum, and I'm just going to go ahead and declutter this eyeliner. I wore it in my waterline for one of the looks. I want to say like the one that had like a little bit more purple in it, and I just didn't really like the way it applied on my eyes. It kind of pulled and tugged a little bit. I'm not sure if this is like a permanent eyeliner in their collection, but I just really didn't enjoy that Tarte eyeliner, so I am going to be decluttering that from my collection. All right, so I have three lip combos here. I will go ahead and start off with one of my favorite lip combos. This was using the Colourpop Lippie pencil in the color CurvII. This was part of the I Love Sarah collection from Colourpop. I do want to say this collection is still available. I really like the Lippie pencil formulation. They're very, very soft and creamy. That's what that one looks like. It's a very like neutrally nude lip liner, and then I wore it with this Milani lipstick. This is in the color Matte Beauty, and this is a very, very nice like nudie neutral color, and I love the formulation of these Milani matte lipsticks, and they do have a little bit of a vanilla scent to it, but it's not too overpowering. I think the scent kind of goes away. You can't really smell it throughout the day. And then when I needed to touch up this lip combo, I put on this Sephora gel gloss. This is an Ultra Shine Lip Gel. It's basically just a lip gloss in the color 04 Perfect Nude, and I really like this lip gloss. It's actually very pigmented on its own. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. The applicator is a little different than most of the applicators that I've seen, but I still really like the way it applies. But I really do like this lip gloss. I like the way it wore on top of my lipstick. It didn't really disrupt it or move it or anything like that. It added just enough hydration where it wasn't super uncomfortable. The reason I put the lip gloss on was because I felt like the matte lipstick. It wasn't super drying, but I just wanted a little bit more like hydration on my lips because it is kind of cold here in Maryland. So then another lip combo that I wore this week, this was kind of like my purple lip combo. This was another I Love Sarah Lippie pencil, and this is in the color Mamacita, and this is like a very deep and dark like purple color. And then I paired it with this hard candy lipstick. This is in the color Purple Rain. This is one of their Fierce Effects lipsticks. I really like these. I purchased a few of these. It's very creamy. It doesn't really dry down matte, but it's not like metallic or anything like that. And one thing I do like about these is that the indicator, the little color indicator on top is the exact color of the lipstick. So I know exactly what I'm getting when I purchase these lipsticks. So the lip combo I'm wearing today, this is a lip liner I picked up from BH Cosmetics. It's their waterproof lip liner in the color Samantha. I believe I've talked about this in another weekly makeup basket, but I've really been loving this lip liner. I find that I can pair it with more purpley lips, of course nude lips because it is like a nude pinky lip liner, but I find that I've been able to pair this with a lot of different lip combo. So that's it right there. It does pull a little bit more pink, which is the reason why I paired it with this, because I wanted to pull a little bit more of like a pink undertone to match my eyeshadow look, and then apply this on top. So this is one of the Lancome matte shakers. This is in the color I Like to Mauve It, and it is a gorgeous color. I really like these liquid lipsticks. I think they're very underrated. Not a lot of people talk about them because they're not your traditional like matte liquid lipstick. It has the little applicator on it. One thing I do suggest if you do have these or do decide to pick them up, because I did see that Sephora had them for 50% off, is you don't screw it on all the way and then you give it a shake, and that way it really allows for the pigment to kind of saturate the tip. So you're gonna get a really nice amount of color on there, so you don't have to like continuously go back and forth to pick up the color. But that's the color right there. These don't dry down extremely matte. Like you can see on my lips, there is still a little bit of shine to it, but what I like about these is that they don't really move around in my opinion. Once it dries down, it kind of sets, but it leaves a little bit of a stain. So the reason I like these, even though they're not as extremely opaque as a traditional liquid lipstick, is that they wear very nicely because they do leave that stain. So as it wears away, you're not really going to see like a distinct difference between the lipstick and your natural lip underneath, because your natural lip is going to be a little bit stained. On top of that, these are very, very comfortable. One thing I would say though is make sure you do wear these with a lip liner, because the applicator doesn't really give you the most precise application, but I haven't really found an issue with it if I just wore a lip liner underneath. That's it. Those are all of the makeup items that I wore this week. I hope you guys enjoy this series. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I currently post 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then on Sundays I like to do a weekly makeup basket. So hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.